Before I start this video, please subscribe to the channel. We're near to hit 100 subscriber. Please support. Now story begins. At the beginning of the story, we see an attack underway upon Earth. An unknown alien species hurled many radiation-filled meteors toward Earth. Their attempt was to completely wipe humanity from the planet. But despite this, humans built cities underground where this lethal radiation could not reach, and thus humans were somehow still alive today. The year is 2199, and humanity is now on the brink of near extinction. The humans living in the cities built underground had also lost hope. Now they were just waiting for their death. Well, then we see a man walking on Earth's surface whose name is Susumu. He had gone out to collect iron so he could sell it and get by. He was wearing a special suit to avoid the radiation. But suddenly, a dangerous probe from the aliens came speeding toward him from the sky. That probe struck the Earth, and amidst all this, Susumu also fell unconscious right there. When his eyes opened, blood was flowing from his head. His helmet had also disappeared. He slowly stood up and tried to walk, but his head was still spinning. Just then, his gaze fell upon the alien probe. The moment he picked it up, he once again fell unconscious to the ground. Within moments, a ship landed near him. This was Captain Okita's ship. When his team examined that alien probe, they discovered it contained blueprints of advanced technology. But that technology is far beyond them. They cannot understand it. After this, Okita was informed that the man found with this probe has extremely high radiation inside him. One crew member even said there was no hope of him surviving. But just as they were talking, suddenly Susumu burst into the room and began shouting loudly. The doctors and guards present tried to stop him. Susumu accused Okita, saying, "In the last battle you used my brother's ship as a shield and then ran away with your tail between your legs." Actually, some time ago, Susumu's brother Commander Kodai was fighting the enemies in his battleship. Their enemies are the powerful aliens called Gamelas, and now humans were gradually moving toward their defeat. In this difficult moment, Commander Kodai decided to sacrifice his life so his remaining comrades could escape safely. Captain Okita said, "We will not leave you alone," but Kodai did not listen to him. Soon, his ship blew up in an explosion. He gave his martyrdom so his friends could escape from there. Now, the angry Susumu on the ship suddenly moved toward Okita. He said, "It's because of you my brother died." He was about to attack him when a crew member named Yuki slapped him. Along with this, the guards seized him and took him away. After he left, the doctor apologized to everyone on behalf of Okita. Then Okita asked, "How is this possible? How did Susumu survive alive after being in such terrible radiation?" But no one had an answer to this. A little later, Okita spoke with a high-ranking general about this. The general believed they should leave Earth with a select few people to some other planet, but Okita did not agree with this. He said if we are to save anyone, we should not include the rich and politicians, but only save the young and capable people so that at least humanity has some hope. After this, the general informed everyone about humanity's future plan. Actually, the alien probe they found came from a planet called Iskander. The people there possess technology that can completely eliminate radiation. Along with this, that probe also contained all the coordinates to reach the planet Iskander. Now the government decided they would send their last remaining ship there to bring the technology here. But the public protested this decision. They said, "We won't even be able to travel that far into space." On this, the general said, "I cannot give you all that much information, but we have a technology that might get the ship there quickly because now Iskander is their last hope." For this extremely urgent mission, the government needed volunteers. Susumu also registered his name for this, and the doctor was shocked to see him alive. He told the doctor to run the tests quickly as other people were also in line. Actually, Susumu had been in the military before, and now he had come again to risk his life. Seeing his past experience, the doctor was astonished. Well, later when he reached the base, he met Yuki. Yuki was stunned to see him. She asked, "Why did you volunteer? You hate Commander Okita, don't you? This is his ship." But Susumu smiled and evaded the question. Yuki asked, "What do you actually want to do? If you try anything funny," before Susumu could answer, the alarm sounded. He immediately ran toward the bridge and ordered Yuki to go to her station. Yuki said to him, "Who are you to give me orders?" Then Susumu informed her that, "I am your new squadron leader." A powerful missile from the Gamelas was heading toward them. Seeing this, Okita gave the order to launch weapons. At that same moment, Susumu and everyone else got to work. Okita realized that their survival was difficult. That's why he said to use the wave motion gun. One of his soldiers reminded him, "Sir, this hasn't been tested." But still, they decided to use it. He also said to run it at full power. The moment the wave motion gun was fired, such a tremendous explosion occurred that the control team on Earth also had their breath taken away. For a few moments, the Yamato ship had disappeared, but suddenly, it began to reappear on the monitors. Then Okita came on screen and spoke with the general. Okita said that firing the wave motion gun must have given the enemies an idea of their location, but they had no other choice. Then the general asked, "Is the ship okay? Can you proceed?" Okita said if we get out of the solar system before the enemies attack again, then this ship can function. Meanwhile, on the ship, Susumu met Shima and the two began talking. Soon, soldiers who had been with Susumu in the previous war also arrived there. They were extremely happy to be working with Susumu again. Just then, one soldier took out a bottle of alcohol for this happy occasion. During this, we see Yuki sitting alone at a table. She was irritated that everyone was giving Susumu so much importance. When they called Yuki to join them, she flared up. Angrily, she asked Susumu, if you were a soldier before, where have you been all these years and why have you come back? She called Susumu a coward. Your brother gave his life to save everyone, and right there you left the military and ran away in fear. Angered by this, one soldier moved toward Yuki, but Yuki knocked him unconscious with a single punch. Soon, Okita ordered all crew members to prepare to exit the solar system. Soon, breaking through the space barrier, the ship exited the solar system. Finally, they had reached their destination and their ship had also suffered no damage. But this happiness of theirs did not last long. Soon, the Gamelas arrived to attack them. Susumu again gave the order to use the wave motion gun, but some soldiers informed him that reusing the wave motion gun takes time. Okita said it would take another 20 minutes to charge. Until then, he told Susumu to quickly attack the enemy's engines so they couldn't pursue them. Then Susumu gave the order to the crew called the Black Tigers, but Yuki had already taken a ship and gone to confront the Gamelas. Outside, Yuki launched an attack on them and managed to hold them off for quite some time. But when Susumu tried to talk to her, he found out she had fallen unconscious after the attack on her ship. Finally, she regained consciousness and told him that debris had destroyed her engines. Yuki said she wouldn't be able to keep up with them. Therefore, you all should leave me here and move ahead. But Susumu could not accept this. He launched a new ship and headed toward Yuki. He reached her ship and told Yuki to jump on my signal. At the same time, we see a very large force moving toward their ship. Okita said to attack them quickly. Meanwhile, Susumu got very close to Yuki and upon his signal, she jumped onto his ship. Over there, Okita devised a brilliant plan. As soon as the enemy got close, they would roll to the side and escape. He told the entire crew to be alert. After escaping these enemies, they would pick up Susumu and Yuki and head back into the solar system. Within moments, as the enemy got close, they pretended to attack and escaped from the side. At the same time, Susumu and Yuki quickly came inside the ship. Susumu came running in, carrying Yuki in his arms. As soon as she regained consciousness, she was placed on a stretcher and taken for treatment. After this, Okita came there and told Susumu that his act of bravery had endangered everyone's lives. But Susumu said, this is my way of working. I don't leave any of my comrades to die, not like you. Hearing this, Okita angrily threw him in jail. A little later, Chief Tokugawa went to meet him in jail and began to mock Susumu. Susumu was already angry because according to him, what he did was right. Seeing him, Tokugawa said that Okita was just like you in his youth. At that same moment, the doctor arrived there and Susumu asked about Yuki's condition. The doctor said she is now out of danger. Then the three of them started drinking together. Then the doctor told Susumu that in the previous war, Okita had to make a very difficult decision. Actually, Okita's son was also part of that war. His ship and entire crew never returned. Well, a little while later, Okita announced that they were going to leave the solar system. Now they were about to reach a place where no human had ever gone before. Perhaps they might not even be able to contact Earth's people. Therefore, he told the entire crew to speak with their families one last time. Everyone took turns calling, and finally, it was Susumu's turn. He was taken out of jail and brought to the communication room. At the same time, Yuki came out of her room and Susumu asked her if she was okay. But Yuki was still very angry with him. She said she would have preferred to die rather than risk this mission. Well, Susumu gently touched her nose and told her to stay calm. Later in the cafe, Shima asked Yuki if she knew where Susumu was. So Yuki told him he was in the communication room sending a message to his family. But Shima said, what family? He has no one in this world. His entire family was killed in a bomb blast, and then his brother was also martyred. Since then, Susumu had become completely alone. From that day on, Susumu left the military. Meanwhile, Susumu was sitting all alone in the message room. But even if he sent a message, to whom? Finally, his time was up. Now their crew was about to exit the solar system when suddenly they spotted a Gamelas fighter ship nearby. They saw it wasn't attacking. So Okita said to bring that ship inside so it could be examined. Later, when Ajita's medical test was done, the doctor revealed that his illness had progressed further. Now he didn't have much time left. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew was examining the ship. Suddenly, its alien pilot came alive and launched an attack, but it took control of a man named Sato. Then that alien said, my name is Desla. Susumu asked him, why are you people attacking Earth? Then Desla laughed and said, we are not attacking Earth, just making it better than before. At that moment, Yuki came inside and Susumu shot Sato with his stun gun. after which the alien immediately left Sato's body. After this, they all gathered in the cafeteria and Sato was writhing in pain. Seeing which, everyone else started laughing. Well, later Susumu went to talk to Okita. Okita asked him if he could become the next captain. Actually, Mamoru was supposed to become the next captain, but now he wanted Susumu to become the captain. But Susumu flatly refused because he couldn't work according to Ajita's ways. Then Ajita told him to do as you see fit. Then Ajita picked up his radio and announced that from now on, Susumu would be the next captain. Then suddenly, a Gamela's attack happened and the entire crew got ready to respond. At that same time, that alien ship began to glow. Actually, through the ship, the Gamelas had gotten their location. Susumu took charge at the critical moment and gave everyone orders. Then Endo reported that the lift was broken and they were all trapped there. Susumu told them all to stay there. Then he prepared the wave motion gun and fired with tremendous force. They had destroyed the ship, but then they realized an attack was coming from below as well. Susumu saw that this attack was aimed at the third bridge, so he hesitated a little and told Yuki to handle it. Yuki fired on the third bridge and it went straight to the enemy ship. After this, Susumu went to Okita and told him everything. Actually, 6 crew members had died on the third bridge and now Susumu felt he wasn't worthy of being captain. Okita asked, "Why did you come back?" On this, Susumu said, "I wanted to see what kind of person you are," and also, he wanted to see Earth Green once again. Then he asked Okita if what he did as captain was right. Okita stood up and gave Susumu a piece of advice from his experience, telling him to fulfill his duties as captain honestly. Then Okita said he wanted to tell him one very important thing. Finally, after talking with Okita, Susumu came out and Yuki came up in front of him. She had become very sad about the third bridge incident. So Susumu apologized to her because Yuki had done this job only at his request. But Yuki said, "You just did your duty." But saying this, she herself started crying. She had attacked her own people and now she couldn't live with this regret. Susumu immediately hugged her and then the two kissed each other. Just then, suddenly an announcement was made that the ship was soon going to exit the solar system. Within moments, they began to see their destination, Iskander. But their happiness did not last long. Suddenly a missile from Iskander was speeding toward them. And to top it off, their wave motion gun wasn't charged yet. Suddenly that missile split into 4 parts, so Susumu ordered all guns to fire at once. The entire crew attacked simultaneously, but even that wasn't enough. Susumu decided once again to go back into the solar system, but after doing this, they moved away from Iskander once more. Later, when they examined the missile, they understood it was a Gamela's missile. The whole crew felt this was a trap. During this, Sanada said there was nothing like radiation in this capsule. Inside it was just a location. Susumu said we should go to this location. If it were a trap, the enemy would attack us after we reached that location so we couldn't escape anywhere. What's the advantage of doing it earlier? Perhaps there's a reason behind why the Gamelas don't want Susumu's team to get there. Now Susumu gathered everyone and began thinking about the next plan. He formed different teams and gave everyone the target's location. Then he sent a message by radio and announced that they would all land on the Iskander planet as soon as possible. The message we received might be a trap, but if it turns out to be correct, Earth could be saved. Susumu boosted his crew's morale and told them to fight with full spirit. After this, the entire team got to work. Susumu himself took a ship and headed toward Iskander. Then, just as he was about to land, he saw many missiles on the ground, but soon his crew also arrived there. Susumu's team was heavily attacked, but they also gave a crushing response. Finally, they reached the coordinates location. But at that very moment, the aliens launched a terrible attack on them. Intense gunfire began between the two enemies. A pilot named Kito was shot, but he still faced those enemies so the others could go ahead. Then some crew members reached the indicated location, where they found Iskander. A bright light emerged. The moment Yuki touched it, she came under its control. At that same time, Susumu remembered his conversation with Okita. Actually, Okita had told him that the whole story about fixing the radiation was false. Actually, they had only gotten coordinates and technology. The truth was that this story was created because of Susumu. He had survived alive after such a huge amount of radiation. Because of this, everyone's hope was awakened that radiation could be erased, and perhaps those who sent this capsule know its secret. Then Yuki, coming under the control of that thing, gave a message. She revealed that Gamelas and Iskander are aliens of the same species. Actually, the aliens' planet was on the brink of destruction. Therefore, they chose Earth as their new planet, but for this, they would have to wipe out all humans. But not all aliens agreed with this decision. The aliens of the Iskander group were against it. Therefore, they were put in jail. Then the Iskander people sent this secret capsule to Earth. There was no device that could completely erase radiation. But now Yuki could do this work. The reason radiation had no effect on Susumu was also this capsule. Then suddenly, explosive energy came out of Yuki's body, which erased all the radiation there. After this, they breathed without masks and suffered no harm. At that same moment, that energy left Yuki's body and she fell unconscious right there. Now their crew moved forward, but once again the Gamelas launched a massive attack on them. On this occasion, Saito and Sada decided to stay right there so Susumu and Yuki could escape. Susumu said, "I will not leave you," but Sada did not listen to him. When Susumu and Yuki came out, they saw that all the crew members had been killed. Inside, Saito and Sada fought until their last breath. Finally, both of them were shot, but Sada had already planted a bomb there. Before dying, he killed many Gamelas. Susumu and Yuki saw this explosion from their ship. Finally, they returned to their battleship Yamato and told Okita everything. Okita had now become quite ill. He told Susumu to do everything thoughtfully. Now Susumu went back to the control room and took the spaceship back to Earth. They informed everyone that they had found an anti-radiation device. The general couldn't believe his ears. At that same moment, Okita died. Before he could do anything, the Gamelas attacked them once again. The entire crew gathered together to face them. Susumu spoke with Tokugawa, but Tokugawa was also badly wounded. Within moments, he also breathed his last. Then suddenly they heard a voice and then a face appeared. He told the whole crew that they did not come to conquer Earth, but they couldn't return it either. Then he disappeared, and the crew saw that a big explosion was about to happen outside the ship. Actually, it was a huge nuclear reaction in which the entire Earth could be destroyed. But Susumu still hadn't given up and tried to stop it. He asked if they could use the wave motion gun, but he was told that the ship had developed some malfunction. If it was used, this ship would also blow up. Now he began to think that they had to save Earth by doing anything. He asked how many shots they could fire with the remaining power. He was told that just one strike and the Yamato would be completely destroyed. Hearing this, he told all crew members to abandon ship. "Save your lives, get out of here." Yuki flatly refused, but Susumu said, "This is my order." Shima said, "Sir, I will also stay here with you." But Susumu ordered him to take Yuki safely to Earth. Only Yuki had the power to eliminate radiation. Therefore, her safe return was very important. Soon, all crew members left the ship, but Yuki still wasn't agreeing. An argument broke out between the two, and Yuki started crying. Susumu explained to her, saying, "I have no family. But when I met you, I don't know why I started caring for you," and now he wants Yuki to walk on a green Earth once again. Susumu told her to go back alone for now and promised that I will come back alive. But Yuki was still crying and hugging him. Susumu had no choice, so he took out his stun gun and knocked Yuki unconscious. Then Shima took her with him. Finally, Susumu was ready to attack the Gamelas ship. Meanwhile, when Shima's ship passed by, Yuki regained consciousness. She saw that Susumu was still in the Yamato ship. She started screaming, but now she could do nothing. Meanwhile, responding to the Gamelas' fierce attack, Susumu fired the wave motion gun. At the same time, he crashed the Yamato ship into the enemy ship, causing a very big explosion. Now the story moved many years ahead. We see that Earth had become like before once again. Now there was no radiation here. Meanwhile, Yuki was playing in the field with her son. Susumu did not return, but his dream was certainly fulfilled. If you liked the video, please like it, and if you're new to the channel then please subscribe to the channel. We're just to hit 100 subscriber.